tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
We are back!
We
are back with the quickness, right, Stephanie?
With the quickness, y'all.
We are back. This is the after show for USA's Graceland here on AfterBuzz TV. Today we are discussing season
3. We're so happy to be at season 3.
We are at season 3. It's been a long time since we've been here.
Super long.
But we are now arrived at season 3, episode 1, entitled Be Positive.
And we're not talking about your attitude.
And it's really hard to be it's really hard to be positive when so much crap has been dumped on these guys in the first episode. Thank you for tuning in, guys. My name is Stephen Lemieux. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux. And be sure to rate and subscribe. Go on iTunes, download us, go to YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for us, leave us a comment, and do all that fun stuff. Subscribe to AfterBuzz TV. Joining me tonight for the first time on the Graceland After Show, I'm just totally kidding, we have the amazing, the gorgeous, the beautiful, and the loquacious Stephanie Giorgi.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, agent, ABTV agent, Steffi G. Yes, and just so you guys know, I wanted to look pretty, like, detective-like today, so I'm dressed to be in the zone. Let's go. Let's start figuring stuff out.
Oh, it's going to be hard to lead host and be in the chat at the same time, but if you guys ask questions, I'll try to see them here on my right here. You can see my laptop. I can see Stop the Madness 23 and Nicole Rittenauer on our chat roll.
Which, by the way, shout out to all of you who have been like catching up with all of our old shows and episodes. Right? In fact, a special shout out to Johan Peña, I think it is, who watched season 1 and 2 of our after shows just to catch up for today's.
I know, and
we appreciate you.
Last season we didn't get to stream every single episode to YouTube, but this season we can, so we do have this great fan interaction. And there's one more way you guys can support us as fans, because we do all this stuff for free. You guys want to go to podcast1.com and you want to fill out this quick listener survey. Literally, just click on the banner at the top of the screen and it'll ask you a bunch of questions. It takes like 2 minutes to do, but it's your way to get a hand in the AfterBuzz pie and kind of tell us how to make things and kind of make our shows better and really, help us out.
Yeah, and these comments will count, so do it.
And join us on the live chat and tweet, because we will have Jamie Gray Hyder in here next week.
Yes.
She plays Lucia, and then we're going to have Eric a few weeks after that, and then we're going to have Jeff Eastin back, and we're going to get Brando J back. We're going to get everybody in here.
Yes.
All right, so this episode was absolutely insane. We left off
right
end
with
of
a
season 2. Mike's dead.
Nice
or is
sound
he?
effects.
Like, is he dead or is he?
Is he dead or is he not? Yeah.
I think he's dead. What do you think?
I thought for a second, and then I was completely incorrect. So that was funny that I got caught up.
No, I think we all kind of knew that that they weren't going to kill off Aaron Tveit, but it's still, they did a very good job. And I know a lot of the press junkets and everything they've done up until the premiere has been, he has not been there.
Right.
He hasn't been involved in any interviews or anything like that, but they have included him in the art, as you can see that we have.
Exactly, which I really was worried about. And then as soon as it started, I was like, no, you know what, he's not dead. And then I thought of every way to bring him back. And thank goodness they just did it in the first episode. I kind of would have been upset had they not made him dead the entire time until later. Yeah,
they brought him back fairly early, a lot quicker than I thought they would. They didn't drag on as much as I thought they would. It was right into it. They give us the right amount of,
anticipation, if you will, which is fine because I just think that we need to let's start with some new stories. Let's go.
Well, the old stories continue on, and the old stories kind of drag a bit because you have to. You're going to carry these a long time, but we get to compensate for that. We get Briggs' storyline, which really kind of amps up. And what they're saying about the season of Graceland is that it is the darkest season of Graceland yet. I do want to give a shout out to the publicity team over at Graceland. They did send us episodes 1 and 2, but we didn't watch it because we want to watch it with you guys, and we want to be like, what?
Wanted to
come
be
into this
excited
show
for
and be
it.
like, what just happened? So as you know, we do a strange way of breaking down the show. Sometimes we do it by piece, but right now...
Nope, we're going to do it the way...
We're going to do it the way I
Mr.
did
Lemieux
it.
likes to do it.
So I have it kind of broken down in a storyline. So we have three main storylines this episode. One is the Carlito storyline, the next is the Sid storyline, and the next is the Briggs storyline. So I'm going to get the quickest out of the way first, which, as you can guess, is the Carlito storyline. So a lot of people were tweeting like, it's been 30 minutes and I have not seen any of my Eric Valdez or any of my
I was
Jimmy
excited
Gray
for that
Hyder.
too, and he looked good, right, with them white jeans, everybody. He was like, "Hey, so even more Spanish to me this time around."
You can try for Eric, but I believe he has a fiance.
He does,
And you can
which
try-
we're all happy about.
You can try for Carlito, which I believe he's gay. So good luck, Steffi Giorgi.
I was gonna say, really, what I'm going for is Carlito, not Eric. But you're right. Typical me.
Just those white
Going
pants.
after-
So we have Johnny go down to Tecate, Mexico. He's on the line, and Johnny's in the truck, and Jake's is like, I mean, didn't you just do a drop-off? Why are you
Yeah.
going down there again? And Johnny shows up. He gets pissed off at Jake's, hangs up on him. We notice that Jake's didn't get a haircut yet. Still got those dreads.
Right.
The immediate thing you notice is that when we're in Tecate, lots of yellow.
Lots of yellow.
It's
I know.
like
I
that
made a comment.
filter.
That filter really pisses me off, though. I've been to Tecate quite a few times. It's not that
Is everything yellow?
It's not that yellow.
Does it look like you're walking through a
I
crayon?
do get it though, because it's where most of it is gravel. So if you want to say that maybe the reflection of the lighter soil makes it look that color,
Well, it's the as a filmmaker, I'll tell you that it's color filters like that, or it's the cheap way of being able to cut out an establishing shot.
yeah.
Because you put the color filter, everyone automatically assumes it's someplace else, and then you just
Exactly.
put Tecate, and you're
Right.
good. You don't have to put like landmarks and all this random crap to know that you're there. So Carlito is in the gets up at the pickup and greets Johnny and brings him to his dinner table, where we have a scrumdiddlyumptious Lucia served up in a dress full of
What?
dripping mascara.
Yeah, that's so sad. Like, how twisted did Carlito get? I mean, they're siblings, and he was just evil. I mean, they're not kidding when they say that this is going to be the darkest season, because that was tough.
What we left off in season 2 with Carlito finding out that Johnny has been an FBI agent, and that Lucia knew about it the entire time, and he tells him, he says,
Everything's hostile.
I mean, do you guys remember season 2, that last scene we saw with when Johnny and Lucy, this is the first time we've seen them together,
right.
since they're on their knees in the middle of the desert, and Carlito makes her bite his ear.
or something. Yeah.
Like, really creepy, like, makes them kiss at gunpoint on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
creepy stuff. Like, you're about to
and
be
then
executed.
some more creepy stuff with her bow in that pink, weird, like, quinceañera looking dress.
I know.
What a freak. Why is she dressed like that? I'm like, what are you doing, man?
It's this twisted sense of, oh, you're coming, you're not working with me, you're working to see Lucy, I'm going to dress her up for you.
No, but that's a sick mind. Now you know he's just tripping.
Oh, he's mad tripping, yo. He's tripping with the quickness.
Anyways, we're going to find a new word for y'all this season.
Why? Because I've killed that one?
Yes, you did a
All
little
right,
bit.
so Carlito, basically Lucia says, kill him. You need to kill Carlito. So Carlito's, oh, you want to kill me? I'm terrible at Carlito's accent.
I know, I'm like, you sound like Cheech and Chong. Get out of here.
Yeah, man. Dave's not here, man. Carlito puts a gun on the table and is just baiting Johnny into taking it. I mean, just like he was baiting Johnny back when they're strippers and doing coke off his chest, and he liked to bait Johnny into kissing it, like that kind of stuff. Like,
That's just thing.
He always likes to be in power over Johnny. That's what he gets off of. So Johnny won't grab the gun. He tells him to eat, so he grabs the food and starts eating, even though he's not happy about it. Lucia reaches across the table,
Grabs the gun.
bang, 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 bang. Except no bangs come out because
Dude, you know
you really
what?
think he'd give you a loaded gun?
Yes, but here's the thing, though, about that scene. You know what's also crazy is that, Lucia is also crazy. She just straight up shot her brother with no problem.
I don't think there's any
She was
familial
like, sorry,
love
not
there
sorry.
anymore.
That's so sad. Think about that, though. There's just like all your
he's crazy. He's done some
Talk
crazy
about sibling rivalry.
He killed her whole family and
That's so
everyone she
sad.
knew.
I know.
But I mean, the great thing about the great setup for scenes like this is anyone else, you'd be like, oh, the gun's empty.
Right.
But because it's Carlito, like, he's insane enough to put a loaded gun on the table and tell Johnny to shoot him.
So you wouldn't have known, yeah.
Yeah, like, because as much as I kind of had a feeling that it was empty, there was no way I would know for sure, because it's Carlito. He's bat-ass insane. So, moving on, we have...
Crazy. We should go into Briggs' story talking about Crazy.
Oh, man, we're gonna talk about some Briggs. We're gonna get all up in some Briggs.
Can we talk about the house?
The house?
Yeah, like just that beginning scene when Jake comes back and he's like, why is everything messy? I just thought that was cute. I feel like they need a balance in the house again. That kind of signified that the way the house was is the way that the relationship and dynamic was. It was just all sloppy. They need a new balance.
Yeah, everything's... The chore wheel gets brought back the first episode.
I know.
Puts Johnny on kitchen duty, but he's not going to do
Everyone says that, yeah.
So, dun-dun-dun. Moving on. Yeah, I did it again.
Everyone loves when he does that.
Stop calling me out on it. It makes me hurt my feelings. All right, so let's move on to the, I don't know, do you want to do the Carlito storyline or do you want to do the Briggs storyline?
We already finished Carlito.
I mean, the Sid storyline. Sid or Briggs? Sid or Briggs? Sid or Briggs? Sid or Briggs? Let's do Briggs, man. Briggs...
I'm happy
season
because I thought,
1, season 2, season 3, Briggs is a badass.
And I thought that they were going to make him seem all evil, but right away it's as if it was all dropped. We're not really worried about his twistedness from the last seasons, and now it's just him kind of becoming a good guy again, which they even mention it when he's like, you know, the world would be a better place when Briggs is part of the good guys again. But he's stuck in the middle. He's like genuinely in limbo, especially now with this new project that Logan has him doing.
The interesting thing is, though, because of the role reversal between Mike and Briggs last season, the animosity from the house was not directed more towards Briggs. It was more directed towards Mike. Mm-hmm. So really, the only people who were pissed at Briggs were Jake's for letting the secret get out.
Right.
And Jake's having to cover his ass for like 4 episodes of that season. And Charlie is mad pissed.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Now that they've all been through some, like, twisted stuff that they all tried to keep a secret, I think they're all starting to understand each other now. And they're starting to understand Briggs. It's almost as if Briggs knows that he can communicate with them more, a little bit more. Sorry, that was repetitive. But he can communicate with them more because they're they know what's up now.
Well, you know that
they can't say they've never done anything bad. Like, everyone has had their secrets and has done their bad things that they didn't mean to do, but it was because of the situation. They all overanalyze everything being agents.
Well, as much as Charlie hates Briggs right now, Briggs did save her from
That's what I'm saying.
getting tortured by that crazy Amber chick.
No one can be mad at each other because they've all looked out, done something bad, and done something good.
Damn right.
Yes.
Can't wait.
The house is coming back.
Except for Paige.
Well,
forget about her. Shout out to Surrenda Swan. We love you, but this character.
Can I tell you guys also something funny? Side note: I was sitting in traffic in Los Angeles on my way to work, and to my right, I see someone walking. I was like, "She looks so familiar. Who is it? None other than Surrenda Swan." And I go, even though I've never met her, y'all, I was like, "Surrenda."
It really makes you feel like you live in Graceland. Our producer Marissa was going to a movie, and they stop at a light and look to your left, and Eric Valdez is in his car, like chilling at the stoplight. This is what you get when you live in Hollywood, guys. It's
so I yell Surrenda. I'm in my car, and she's just walking on the street, and I'm like, Surrenda. She looks over, and I was like, why'd I do that? I'm like, I do your after show. You know how dope she is? She's like, oh, right. She walks towards the street, and is like, hey, just starts talking to me about it. All cars and like people walking because the Kings game just had let out. We're like watching us converse. Anyways, it was great. She was awesome.
I do want to say really quick, guys, if you are just watching this after show for the first time, you didn't know about it before, I really recommend you go check out seasons 1 and 2, the after show we did. All throughout season 2, we had amazing guests, and I want to give a shout out to Brandon J. McLaren, Jamie Gray Hyder, Jeff Eastin, the creator of the show, for coming in.
Eric Valdez.
Yeah, tons of people came in, and they gave great interviews. They talked about the show, and they really talked about their characters, to the point that if you don't listen to that, you probably are missing out on this season because they go so in depth on the mindset of their characters.
Right. And all these characters are they're definitely growing, and they're going through so much more changes than your regular day-to-day person would, just because of the circumstances that they're under. So that part's awesome. And I feel like they wouldn't understand it. You got to see kind of their process of going through everything.
And I do want to get, I want to get Carmine in here. Jeff, you hear me right now. I want Carmine in the studio, man. That guy is awesome.
Cool. I know.
Sid is great. All right, so
to continue with Briggs, they have him. I like how they show how much Briggs is of value to the FBI when they bring him in, and that was it. They bring up the murder with Juan Badillo. I thought that was gonna be blown the F up, and he just right under whatever the colloquialism is, brush it under the rug.
Brush it under the rug.
Yeah, and why don't we get a swaps?
But that's the thing is, it's really interesting how this story pans out. Because he's already just a like a scapegoat right now.
Yeah.
They have it on him. They have that tape. Anything he does, and that's the interesting thing is he tells Graceland at the end because none of them know about the tape except for Dale Jakes and Charlie.
Right, but I'm just saying. I mean, Juan Badillo was a federal agent. I blows my mind that it wasn't blown up right away.
The case was already closed.
But ooh,
case was already
that
closed.
Is so crazy.
Juan Badillo was.
But still,
Juan
when Logan brought him
Badetto.
back in, and he's like, I understand that it sounded like an accident that went wrong, but the second that you try to cover it up, it became a murder, which is true. And I see why they're trying to use him to do something else, but that's because they know how crazy Briggs is.
They say that, but I don't believe
They're
the tape.
using him as like a
I
little...
don't believe the tape has that much pull. I honestly don't. I don't think that it could really bring Briggs down the way they think.
That's true. I mean...
I think they're tricking Briggs. Hell,
Okay.
they might not even really have the tape.
No, they do because Charlie played it for him last season.
No, I know Charlie has the tape.
No, because Aaron said that it was... Mikey said that it was missing in his bag.
Oh, that was the one thing that was missing in his bag. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the tape.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's some shade. All right, so let's get into the Armenian storyline with Briggs. So Briggs leaves Mike's hospital room and immediately is just pulled aside by Suits saying, hey, you got to come with us. We're introduced to a character. I think it's the same actor who played Bob in The Walking Dead who...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bob in... Is it The Walking Dead? He did look familiar. He looked like the Bob from Entourage.
Bob from
No,
Entourage.
not Bob. The director from Entourage. But
The actor is Lawrence Gilliard. I'm just Googling it right now to see if he is the right actor from Graceland.
But that did go crazy quickly because when they had Briggs come in, I was confused at the storyline because
It's not him. It looks just like him.
Oh, I have a question. So they were just trying to get him to stop getting Sam O'Reilly, because they knew that was going to be set up because they needed an organ for his father.
Wait, what? Oh, let me break down the story first.
Okay, go.
Because I couldn't understand the question because I'm five steps behind you right now. Because I'm excited. You're excited.
I
This
know.
show's
That's why I'm
great.
trying to wrap it all around. Good.
All right, so we're introduced to Sean Logan. He has the tape, says it's an honest misunderstanding, except you covered up. Now it's murder. Briggs wants to know the cost. So he says, well, there's this guy named Ari Adami. He's in the Sarkinian, is it Sarkinian and Sarkissian?
Sarkinian family.
Sarkinian family, and this is a legacy maker case. Briggs says that. He's like, any other agent will take this. Yeah, but we really think you should take it, Briggs.
Yeah, they're manipulating the situation.
Double-edged knife. So take the case, come out rosy, or I'm going to release the tape. So basically, you either take the case or you're screwed either way. So he takes the case. We find out that Tavon, they're trying to get at this guy Tavon Adamian, who is the right-hand man of the Sarkinians. And Tavon's been on a dialysis machine for 18 months, but they don't think it'll hold. Ari has been looking for a suitable donor, and that's where Briggs comes in because...
That's how they get him to hire him as help.
Their friend Colby or something was feeding Ari information about Briggs this entire time while they're trying to get this kidney for this guy. So the plan is that there's going to be a team in a van with a fake kidney. Here's a watch that has a responder on it. We're gonna have a team. They're gonna be watching you. Everything's gonna be fine.
Right.
You're gonna be cool. We care about you, Briggs.
I really love Briggs' reaction to this though, and how it plays out. I feel like we haven't seen that side of him where he's precautious about it. Like I thought he wouldn't care, but he did.
Yeah, so Colby's been establishing Briggs for months, and they hand him $1 cut in half, saying that's your credibility. Basically, the sign is that you have the other half of this dollar. So Briggs goes in the hookah bar, goes to the back. You don't look like a Paul. And he explains why he's using Briggs and an outsider. He's like, Armenians are loyal for political reasons. You're loyal to me because I'm your boss, basically. Right. He asks for Briggs's phone and just smashes that thing to oblivion. And it's kind of an interesting
tactic.
No, it's just kind of an interesting social commentary they make in the show here, where it's like people get arrested and they get an ankle bracelet with GPS on it, but literally everyone in America is walking around with
the GPS, right?
Basically an ankle bracelet.
Yeah.
They can find you at any time.
Yes.
It's not exactly tied to you. And he says, you know what, let's go. And he's like, all right, where's here? It's like
So
a van hit. We're gonna hit this van. It's like, what are you talking about? There's no van.
So already the story is different from what he was told.
There's no van. What? Commercial break. Now, coming to ABC, this brand new special from producers Maria Menounos and Jillian Huff. You know Maria Menounos because she is the host of E! She is also the founder of AfterBuzz TV. She has this great new special coming out. Do you love to dance? If you love to dance, I guarantee that you're going to like this special on ABC. Maria, a few years ago, has been doing these really funny dance videos on Instagram, like battling at each other. Like, she'd make a video and say, haha, now I challenge you, to, like, Derek Huff.
I have
and
a
he'd be
question.
like, haha,
These
I
are all the
challenge you.
videos that, like, Marissa's in, right?
Oh, yeah. Marissa, our engineer's been in these videos.
She's in all of them. I'm like, is that Marissa in the video?
I've been in the videos, too.
You have, okay.
I was in one... I can't remember, a Christmas one, and then I had Maria walk on me. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But all these videos kind of spurned fans into action. And it brought up this brand new idea called Dance Battle America. And you can get on the show, Dance Battle America. All you have to do is get some friends together, create a fun dance video, maybe make it clever. I mean, if you make it clever and good, I mean, you have a better chance, I'm sure. Make a clever video, and you go to dancebattleamericacasting.com, send in your video. You can get flown to LA to film it and be on the show. So that's like a really cool thing.
That's pretty cool.
And while you're in LA, you might see some people from Graceland. You might pull up next to Eric Valdez and be like,
or
hey, you want to
Agent
dance?
Steffi G right here.
I mean,
What?
nobody cares about that.
Of
But
course
yeah,
you
go to
guys do.
dancebattlecasting.com. Is it Dance Battle America Casting? dancebattleamericacasting.com and do your thing today. And when the commercial break ends, we come back on Ari talking about
He's so. Did you guys see how
Oktoberfest.
slick that was? Great.
Talking about Oktoberfest in September.
And how Americans are just ridiculous to be able to do it that way.
And he's not really trying to out Briggs, but this is just Briggs having to play along because Colby
Right.
said all these stories. And apparently he's from Cincinnati. Okay, cool.
Right.
And they're at an apartment complex. Oh,
So
we're just
casual
gonna.
this guy is. What a kook.
Seriously, it's scary.
Yeah.
That, like, somebody could literally walk in your apartment complex and kill you before you even know what's going on, or take you and just put you in a car and then be gone before anyone even sees it.
You know, I hate to side or to even think like the bad guy, but I was thinking, you know, if you really did approach something that casually that way, you know, just going in, imagine being at a very busy complex like that, one that looked like it was kind of in the hood, but not really. And, you know, if you just heard some ruckus, which pretty much that's all it was, you would never even think twice. But the whole time, somebody was getting jacked only to be harvested later.
Harvested. Now I have to talk like this. Organs. Oh my God, this is so crazy. So they walk in. Briggs this whole time is thinking it's gonna be just like, okay, we're gonna take the organ that's in a cooler. Well, it couldn't be in anything less cooler. It's in a man named Samuel Malley.
Nice and ready and red and plump and just working.
And wait for it, we get the title of the episode. Are you B positive? What the hell are you talking about,
know.
man? No, are you B positive? That stuff.
Why would he expect
I love
anyone-
how he knocks him in the face and it's like, that stuff on your hands, is that B positive?
Right.
It's like, I don't know. And Briggs is like, look, I got his chart right here. It's fine. Let's go.
Question, do you know what blood type you are?
I
don't. I would have been killed with the quickness because I would have been like, I don't know, man. I'm so sorry.
I think I'm A negative or something. Don't come harvest my organs, please, because I'm probably wrong on that. So they grab him and they freaking shove him in the trunk. He won't get in the trunk.
That's so sad.
Briggs is just standing there like, what the hell? Finally, he pistol whips
He's
the
like,
guy.
there's people around. There's people around.
Yeah. Things could have turned out so much better for Mr. Sammy O'Malley had Briggs not been unexpectedly tased in this great scene where we get... Oh my God.
Where he was gonna get cut up. What do you think he was trying to do when he got out of the car and he was saying that he was FBI? Had the cop like listened to him? Do you think that he just wanted the Armenian guy to be arrested at that moment, or for him to be just taken away?
He was thinking the team was going to move in. He was thinking the team was going to move in when they grabbed the guy.
Right. And then just nothing after nothing after nothing.
The whole time he's thinking that a team is there to watch, so the van thing will go down, and then they'll get the org, and then they can get this guy and have all good. But no, like, there's no team. The watch is just BS.
Thank God Briggs is the badass that he is. Otherwise...
I mean, I figured it out around this point where I'm like, they put Briggs in deep cover without even telling him he's in deep cover. So they are being pulled over by the cops on the way back, and the guy's like, the guy obviously already knows a lot about police code. Very intelligent. He's like, oh, they wouldn't pull us over for speeding. They wouldn't pull us over for something like that.
501 or a 405.
Has to be a 502 because this car must be stolen. Okay, great. Let's pull over. Well, I'm just going to shoot the cop. And Briggs is like, no, I'll handle it.
Right.
Gets out of the car. The cop, obviously.
Right.
And I'm not going to say, I have to say the thing that everyone's like, okay, I don't believe it was intentional social commentary on police brutality with the cop shooting Briggs so haphazard.
Not.
I don't think it
think
is.
that.
People have tweeted me already being like, oh my God, it's because Briggs is black. No.
Oh my no.
No, Briggs.
It's because Briggs got out of the car when he wasn't supposed to.
Briggs got out of a car and is a big,
and then
intimidating
he took
badass.
his gun from the cop. That's why he got tased.
I know, right? So Briggs
Not to disregard all of that.
I know,
that's going on,
but I'm just saying I don't think that was the intentional part of the scene.
There was no connection in that.
Yeah. So the cop gets Briggs on his knees. Briggs tries to grab the gun. He's trying to mouth that he's FBI. There's a tussle with the gun and it shoots the back windshield out, and he says, I'm an FBI agent, the people aren't here, which at this point I'm thinking, you said that pretty loud with the windshield broken.
Yeah.
I don't know how Ari didn't hear that.
Yeah.
But then he's talking to the cop. Like, that's pretty much what happens.
When you act stuff out and it just kills me.
Briggs is on the ground. The truck comes by and freaking knocks out the cop. You're like, what?
I know.
Final Destination 6.
That's exactly what that reminded me of, because it was just so quickly. It's like, do, boom.
It's dangerous. It's
Your
dangerous
sound
to be-
effects are so much better than mine. Okay, go.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
So obviously the cop's knocked out. We don't know if the cop's
Right,
dead
and
or
cars
not.
just keep driving by like it ain't no thing but
I
a
know.
chicken wing.
You see a cop bike. The lights
cop
are on.
on the ground.
A cop on the ground. A dude tased on the ground. Another dude just like, all
Which
right.
I have to say, the comic relief in this scene specifically is when he's like, "Oh shoot, how am I supposed to get you up back into the truck?
And
Okay, I
Briggs
pick
like,
you up."
I don't know. Oh my God.
Man,
so
no mercy.
we left this storyline for a minute here. This is where we went on and knocked out a lot of the Sid stuff.
Which we'll get back to in a second.
But
Oh,
no, but like, damn, this stuff got dark.
right, because he wakes up in a pool of blood.
I know. I heard this is the darkest season, and I know season 1 we get boiling lead poured in somebody's eye. Season 2 we get the girls who are slaves and
all shut up.
really messed up stuff, and Paige swallowing heroin and the girl ODing on a broken balloon of heroin.
But now we're getting this comic relief between a psychopath harvesting people.
I know, but we get Briggs waking up. Like, if I woke up from unconsciousness and see a bunch of blood around and I'm on like this grimy
And
floor,
if it was in my mouth, I would trip.
I would just be thinking like, do I have all my limbs? Do I have all my limbs?
Oh God, I know, right?
Like in
That's
his
true.
mindset, you're like,
'cause what if it was his blood?
yeah, you're like, what? Where am I? Am I in some torture chamber?
That makes me feel like all faintish right now.
And especially as a cop, you're like, did they find me out? Was my cover blown? Like, are they torturing me right now? What's going on?
I know.
He looks up. Mr. O'Malley's head's not looking too good.
Oh, why are you Irish?
Sammy O'Malley.
I know.
I'm Sammy O'Malley. My blood type's B positive. I should probably stop putting that on my damn Facebook or people are going to take my kidneys.
What? Get out of here.
Straight up, I'm going to trip if Facebook starts having like a blood type option in
No.
their profile.
Anyway, Samuel O'Malley is done.
Samuel O'Malley's donezo. He's like, you took his kidney? No, lad, I took both kidneys. I borrowed them.
Right.
That's some messed up ish right there. And I love how he tells the story again. It's the dark comedy where he's just like, yeah, an Albanian did an organ harvest. Said it was going to be easy. Wasn't actually that easy. Jesus Christ.
And so so casual in the way that he says it and like explains to him.
Well,
And smoking a cigarette, might I add, during everything that he's doing, which would you know, like after he puts the kid in the trunk, he wants to go for kebabs. That just shows his appetite and the way he doesn't care. And then smoking a cigarette while he's harvesting, very unsanitary, but whatever.
I know. Don't you know harvesting regulations prevents you from smoking?
Someone doesn't watch Grey's Anatomy. Anyway.
Seriously.
Go.
Okay, so this is around the time where they're like, okay, so we're gonna throw this. We're gonna throw the body in the car. We're gonna light the body on fire, and then you know why? The car. They're walking away from the car, and the car explodes because Michael Bay, and because you know what? Sammy's acting role. Sammy O'Malley, you did a very explosive job on this show, so that car had to explode.
Why Michael Bay?
Because explosions.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Anytime there's an explosion when really there shouldn't be an explosion.
Michael Bay.
I'm going to say Michael Bay, and the guy with the budget was just like, here.
Let's just have an explosion.
We need an explosion. This is season 1 of season. This is episode 1 of season 3. We need an explosion.
Which was good. I liked that in the explosion while they were both walking away, Briggs stands straight and like doesn't flinch from it, and the other guy's like, "Whoa."
Cool guys don't look at explosions. All right, so
Yeah.
moving on, we get the end of the episode talking about the Armenians. We have Briggs comes home and he's obviously no.
Storms
Briggs
in with
storms
blood,
in. Yeah, you're right.
all up in his face and everything, and he's like, "Hang up the phone."
Where's Rachel?
No.
What do you want from me?
Okay, so really, we're doing the recap for Batman because that's.
But no, he storms in. He's got blood all over him. All the agents are looking at him, and he goes up to Sean Logan. He's like,
he
"Sean
gets mad
Logan,
with
I don't
reason.
like you."
I don't know. You know what? I'm so sorry. I don't know your references.
No, I was just literally saying, he said, "Sean Logan, I don't like you." He's flipping out. He's like, "You put me in there without a cover team. You put me in there. This watch is faulty. There's nothing going on. And I had to murder somebody. Sammy O'Malley is dead because we freaking kidnapped him. There was no van. There was no this." He's like, "Put it in the report." It was like a really Beverly Hills Cop moment.
That
like,
was.
Briggs walks in like, do.
No, but then it makes me a little bit sad because you're just kind of thinking like, dang, the government's twisted too.
The government's twisted, but
no, because the case was closed and they have to move on. And then he's saying that this one life is the sacrifice for all these other lives that are being killed. That's essentially what Logan said.
I know, but that's
because he paid no mind to Sammy
That's what
O'Malley.
deep cover is, though. Like you can go into like history of mobsters and things like that.
No, I know that. Like in The Departed, all the stuff that he has to do. But I'm just saying that was stupid because that came out of nowhere for Briggs. It was like a day assignment, and then it turned into that.
Yeah,
not fair, guys.
But I do want to say, this is great character development for Briggs.
It is.
And the reason I say that is because we've had so many sides of Briggs, but Briggs has been the dark horse in the good house.
Right.
You know, he's been that guy who will go, he'll cross that line.
Right.
He'll cross that line for the bigger picture in Graceland. And he's always been fearful that his entire career would be blown and he'd be killed because of it, or he'd be fired, he'd be put in jail because of it. And now he's working for somebody who's willing to take that line and throw it out the window and put him over it and drown him on the other side of it.
I feel like we're only now seeing that side, though. That's what I'm happy about, because last season was making us think that, you know what, maybe he's getting lost in all of this. Now we don't know who's really good or who isn't good or who's corrupt. So I liked this episode because it kind of put everyone in perspective and it made everyone on the same level. Because I do love that last scene when I looked at you and I was like, oh, shoot, the house is back together.
I mean, sorry, something caught in my throat. I mean, the whole concept of Briggs being upset at doing something for the bigger picture is great.
Right.
And the concept of somebody darker than Briggs and a whole department okay with what they're doing.
Right.
And the fact that if you really look at what he did with Odin or with Juan Badillo, everything he was doing with Odin was kind of a bigger picture thing to take down a big guy.
Right.
He was trying to take down the top guy.
And that truly was an accident.
I know, but what I'm saying is he was trying to take down Bella, right? That was who he was going for with Odin. And somebody died in the process of him taking down Bella. And it was Juan Badillo. And the whole thing was that the government could ruin his career because he killed Juan Badillo. This is a whole government agency who within one day somebody dies because they're trying to get to somebody to take down the bad guy. Everything Briggs did in season 1 is just exactly what Sean Logan is doing. It's just such a bigger scale.
Right.
So,
and he's just delegating it.
But I mean, if you look at it, Briggs is Sean Logan. Briggs is Sean Logan.
Right.
From season 1, Briggs is doing exactly what Sean Logan is doing, and Briggs is having the reaction that anyone would have had if they had discovered he was Odin in season 1.
So what would you say Sid is for the LAPD?
I mean, Sid is not involved in what I'm saying right now.
No, I understand that, but now that's the end of that story. I'm saying, would you say Sid is the same person, but in his little element?
No, because Sid is actually working directly with the criminals without an angle.
Okay.
His angle is himself. His angle is not taking down the head guy. His angle
he's
is
not trying to help anybody.
Yeah, he's empowering himself to gain more
looking out for
foothold.
number one.
Exactly. So that's why Sid's different. This is a government conspiracy kind of thing. So yeah, I'm loving that storyline. It's going to be really kind of cool, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to see Briggs working with people that aren't Graceland doing messed up stuff, and having him finally have to come to terms with the stuff that he's doing is messed up. Because as much as he's been beaten up by killing Juan Badillo and all that, it really hasn't morally affected him because it was a mistake. It was an accident.
Gets it, yeah.
But you can't tell Sammy O'Malley that it was a mistake to take both his kidneys and blow him up with an explosive acting role.
Yeah.
You can't tell him that. And the man who does deserves a whiskey shot on me.
Somebody in the chat roll, tell Steven to shut up right now.
They're all telling me to shut up right now. Shout out to, again, Nicole Rittenor. Thanks for staying in. The lovely Missick and Tracy Hickson. Thanks for being in the chat roll, guys.
Shout out to Steven because look how pretty this is.
Oh, yeah, guys. I made the logo. I actually created Daniel Sanjata.
Nice.
I created him.
Pixelated.
No,
I mean.
totally all right. So that's the Briggs storyline. I'm really excited to kind of see where that's going. Let's go on
to Sid.
Oh, wait, no, there's one more scene with the Armenians. It's when they're all on the beach and Briggs decides, I'm going to talk to everyone.
What?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. I missed that part.
No, Briggs comes home and he tells everyone, he's like...
Oh, no,
like,
but let's just say that at the end because it's really a cute moment. I love it.
But it's only the Armenian storyline. That's all it has to do with.
That's fine, but I still like it because it was while Paige was going to leave because Paige is getting all, emotional and stuff.
Being all Paige and shit.
She's trying to leave even though she'll get an award for the Lena letter. And then I just like that Briggs was like, you know what? Yeah, we need to go outside. Normally Briggs would try to keep things on the low.
Yeah.
But he just was like, no, I need to tell you guys exactly. Let me tell you about my day. But I also like the way that he presented it to everyone that I'm telling you guys because Graceland is only Graceland because of the people that are inside of it. This is a dope house on the beach, awesome view, but there are even sicker people that are living inside of it that know how to do the job right.
Well, it's great because Graceland's original approach was this is a place where, you have to be undercover all the time. The only people in Graceland, there should be no secrets in Graceland.
No secrets in Graceland. That's what I'm saying. But that got lost.
It got lost.
Season 2 was, oh my God, there were secrets everywhere.
So when Sean Logan was like, hey, why don't you just get a therapist, get somebody to talk to, and Briggs kind of comes to the realization,
that's why we live in this house.
Graceland is for the people who have to deal with this messed up stuff so they can talk to each other about it. But you could tell it was also a foreshadowing on Johnny in that he's not talking about it.
Yeah, but Johnny's still trying to deal with that situation.
Johnny's in love with Lucia. Lucia, no.
For anyone who wasn't watching, I'm just rolling my eyes. I mean,
she is very rolling her eyes. Okay. You want to do some Sid?
Let's do some Sid. Sid's
Carmine,
he's
you're
so
freaking
handsome
awesome.
to me.
He's so good.
He is good.
He's amazing. He's a great actor.
He is great because he does bad so good.
He does bad so good.
So good.
Zatarans.
But I hate that guy because he is just if I met him, I'd be like, who do you think you are? You are just messing everything up for my friends, okay? So leave us alone.
Well, his original thing was he's going to take down everyone at Graceland. The last thing we see in season 2...
I'm like, what are you doing?
The last thing we see in season 2 is him in Graceland looking at the picture of everyone being
I hate it. You know why he bothers me? Because he's good.
You mean because he's good at being bad?
Yeah. But I meant he's good at... Oh, man. Yes, that's what I'm saying, but don't twist it up.
Speaking of twists, the twist at the beginning of the episode is the first scene we see is Briggs at a graveyard.
Right, and we think that it's Mike dead. Well, we find out later.
We have a feeling it's not Mike dead. But Sid walks up to him. Sid pulls out a gun, and then you introduce Johnny in sniper position because Johnny can't run an op. He has to be the one who's just doing the covert ops. And you have Briggs saying he didn't deserve this, Sid. Sid. And Sid says, "You're lucky you split that day, or we'd be burying you too."
Right.
And what he's referring to is that day when Briggs split, because Briggs was in the car and turned around and left because Charlie called him.
Right.
And Charlie wanted Briggs to stay on the case, but because Briggs cares about Charlie, he left to go save her ass. And that was the same time Sid killed everyone at Carlito's house and would have killed Briggs along with everyone in his crew.
Had he not left, thank
So
God.
this is a shout out to Archie, who they were at the grave of Archie, and
I like how he
Sid
called him
empties
Spike.
a bullet on the grave, says, "Hey, maybe he can use it up there." And I'm just thinking, like, yeah, like he'll be up there, right?
Yeah, right, bro. He's gonna be in hell. What do you think?
Duh. So Sid tells him to go. He should have gone back to Chicago or El Paso or wherever. Cocks the gun, drops the bullet on the grave, does the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and we find out that it's a crooked cop from Briggs and Sid's team. So this is when we get the whole scene with the chore wheel at Graceland. Johnny says Sid's not talking about anything, and Johnny wants to kill Sid. Everyone's got a lot of animosity towards this Sid fella. I don't know if he's really done anything to warrant it. Kidding. Jake's is doling out chores. Nobody wants to do it. And Jake's gives this great line. He says, "I'm not a wet nurse, but my titties are sore."
That was an amazing scene, actually.
Shout out to Brandon J. McLaren.
With your funniness.
Follow him on Twitter at BrandoJ. Then we get Paige driving, thinking back on how she outed Mike. And we get some bikes driving up on her 6. They have
And they try to shoot up at
shotguns.
her.
She manages to crash another car. And then her arm's all banged up. And she's delirious and sees them. And it's crazy.
I just want Paige to be badass Paige again. She's too weak right now. She's crying and she's upset. And
she's
upset.
whiny, annoying Paige.
Yeah, and then it's making her do stupid things when people work on emotions. So then she goes to see Sid at his house where he chokes her out. Good job, Paige.
Let's get to that. She's doing things based on emotion and does not make me believe that she's an agent. It just really takes me out of me thinking she's an agent. So Charlie's with Paige, and Paige says she's tired, pissed off, and helpless. Charlie's asking, "No, how are you? Like, as a person?" She kind of breaks down, and Charlie says, "When are you going to go visit Mike?" And my note says that Paige is still being a C-word, so I'm assuming that scene had something to do with Paige just being a bitch.
Right, because she said that she didn't want to talk about it. She's like, exactly, because it didn't happen to you, so you don't know, blah, blah.
Yes.
And it's like, dude, she's like the only girl in the house that you can even speak to, because women always need other women. And it's like your sis, and she's just trying to look out.
Like, girl,
why the hostility? That's not Mikey, yeah.
Get over yourself. I mean, the fact that Mike's alive after you freaking outed his location to Sid, like, I feel
we're
like
getting too into this, but whatever.
No, I know, but like as a character, like you'd think she'd realize she's in the car feeling bad about adding the location to Sid, but then she's pissed because she doesn't like Mikey still. She's still pissed at Mikey. I'm like,
exactly, but that shouldn't have anything to do. If you were
I feel like if you
mature and grown, you'd be thinking of the bigger picture.
Yeah, like
as you were
for an
trained
analogy,
to do.
if somebody cheats on a girl and the girl goes and stabs him like in the leg or something, I feel like that should be the end of it. I think, like, you're even. You know what? You can be sad. He can be sad, but he knows he deserved it. But you know what? You got your revenge. He's stabbed in the leg. He's in the hospital.
Yeah,
you know
but
what?
if, like, in like 2 days, then you scratch his car, it's like, now what are you doing?
No, it's like, come on. You made it even with a knife in the leg. Let's not scratch the guy's car, too. But then the bitch pushes him down. And he's like, bitch, I was just on an IV with, like, excruciating. Okay, we're getting that right now. So, hospital with Briggs. Mike's in a CT scan, and he says he could be feeling worse. And we find out that it's a cover to get Sid that they put in the newspaper that unnamed agent dies in the hospital. They don't say his name because they don't want family and friends, but whatever. But then Sid's going to read that and know exactly what happened. Mike asks about Paige, and they say she's okay, but they know it was Sid who tried to attack her. Yeah. So Mike's pretty up to date on the news with what happened with Paige.
With everything that's going on, yeah.
We find out that those motorcyclists were hired by Archie's old CI, who after Paige. And Mike asks Briggs not to tell anyone where he is. Then,
then that's when Paige decides to go over to Sid's house, and she wants to figure out something.
Not quite yet. I hate that I do this so chronologically. So Briggs goes into his hotel room, thanks him for showing up. But this is kind of interesting. He opens up Mike's journal. And
you see all of Mike's like his thoughts.
you see his thoughts. You see this dark drawing of a silhouette in light.
Which is important because that's what therapists do to like kids and to people. They just give them a paper and doodle because whatever you're doodling is kind of what's in your subconscious.
Yeah, and then it says like the number 47.
Which is crazy because the number 47 is always around me all the time. It's my number.
She's crazy.
Remember my thing used to be Steffi G47?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It did. Briggs asks about Mike seeing death, and Mike's like, yeah, there was a bright light. It was really hard to miss it. Grandpa was there dressed in white. He was beckoning me with an ice cream cone. And that's when you're like, okay. Yeah. And then he just has this...
Oh, wait, really quick.
Hammer time.
That scene with Mike, for all my fangirls out there, tell me how sexy Aaron Tveit looked with that long hair and that facial hair. Okay, continue, go. It had to be said. I know all of you are happy that I said it.
Sorry, Steph.
Oh, my gosh. Your hair does look great. But...
So Mike is in the bed and he's talking to Briggs, and then suddenly he's just like in shock with pain, like a lot of pain.
And then he dopes himself up.
He tries to avoid it. He like puts it aside and won't hit it, but then he dopes himself up. This is some foreshadowing here that Mike might get addicted to morphine, and Briggs is noticing it because Briggs was addicted to heroin.
He's like, I remember that look.
I know those eyes.
I know those eyes.
Those eyes. I've seen a lot of drugs, but they never seen a drug like heroin.
Hey, I have a question. Is it because they trust Mikey that they gave him that, or do
no, it has a limit. It has a limit. All hospitals,
okay.
Most hospitals, if you go through surgery or go through things like that,
they give you the ability to...
It's basically if you start feeling pain, you can hit a button and it drips your IV, but if you hit a number of times, it won't let you OD or anything. It just it stops at a certain amount per hour. So, Paige at Sid's place. Sid goes home. He looks like doting father. He's like, "Oh, kids. Oh, honey, your friend Paige dropped by. Paige? Hi, good to see you. Why don't you go put the kids to bed, baby?"
Yeah, that was so nice in unison.
My God.
Whatever.
And he wasn't even like letting up. And Serenda's like,
that was a little
part,
funny to me too. And I was like, hello, you're at your house.
She did a great job in that.
She did do a good job. Paige probably wasn't too worried because it was at his house. So she knew he wasn't going to kill her. However, he was doing it aggressively. And I just felt like, oh my God, it was just silly. It just made her look so stupid.
Yeah, so Paige, unannounced in the home, you can't be here. She confronts him for trying to kill her. He chokes her, says he can kill her. She tells him there's an inquest. She says they have to have the same story. Says he'll tell her when and where. And then she walks out smiling. So this is great.
Your notes are gnarly.
I know. I have, let's see. I have 7 pages of notes for this episode. I even looked through my old notes because it's literally like reading a script for last season to get caught up on what happened. So... Literally, though, phenomenal acting and a well-written scene, because this entire scene, I'm thinking, bitch!
I know.
You freaking bitch! You're just looking out for one, you bitch!
Wait, what is she?
Bitch! And then she walks away smiling, and I'm like, oh.
Right. I did like her smirk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like, don't get ahead of yourself, sweetheart, because you didn't even plan that well.
And obviously not that good of an agent. We find out that she goes to Briggs. You know, I would have liked to sit on that scene a little while longer. Because literally it was like one of the next scenes where she goes to Briggs and says, yeah, I'm trying to set Sid up. But Briggs is like, no. And he knows that like it's going to end up killing her.
He's like, Paige, you don't know what you're doing, dude.
Plus, like, to get the confession out of him, she would have to admit to what she did and things like that.
And it's also like, Sid is this person who's been the only person who's been able to get into Graceland. Obviously, this guy who knows what he's doing. And I don't want it to say that Briggs thinks that Sid is a better agent than Paige is, but...
He is.
Yeah. Sorry about
He
it.
says, sometimes penance doesn't mean death. And she says, well, sometimes it does. Except
it's like
you're trying
emotions
to
again.
You're trying to die because you love Mike, but then you're gonna shove Mike on the ground when he's barely out of a hospital after being suffocated and shot and stabbed.
Well, not even that. It's her whole like, stop trying to save me.
Okay, so we'll get to that.
Sorry.
I know, right? It's just the things that just irk us. So Johnny just got back. Charlie's on the phone. She had a lead on Sid. Paige is looking for Briggs. Paige tells Johnny she needs him on tactical because Paige is going over Briggs' head to do this, even though Briggs said it's not a good idea. We're at the hospital, and Charlie's visiting with some alcohol. And Charlie's like, I can't get fetal alcohol syndrome. That stuff's for weaklings. He's like, it's apple juice. It's
Right.
like, okay, thank you, Charlie. Thank you, USA, for not promoting the use of alcohol while pregnant. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was joking about how she's going to drink with him.
No, I know, but I was just thinking about how that's because she didn't lose the baby after she got the shit beat out of her.
No, yeah, she didn't. And
Yeah.
we find out in episode 13 that they did an ultrasound. The baby's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie says that it's Paige that she's feeling bad about. She seems convinced and that she can take care of this case. And Mike's like, no, because I know this girl's super incompetent and can't take care of anything.
I know. He's like, let me rip all my stuff out right now. Well, I'm like, trust me, Paige is stupid.
He's like, Paige can't handle it. No. It's like I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
That's being mean. I love you, Paige. I love you. We love you, sir. That just your character is kind of being funny right now.
I know. It's just like, when you know somebody can't do something and you have to be forced to let them do it, you're like, no.
Right. No, seriously.
So Mike is, so Paige is alone in the harbor because she can, she really knows how to pick a spot.
Right.
Or to stand, like, not in the shadows or anything, right in the middle of this light, in the middle of the most
she was
open
doing
area.
it so that it didn't seem like it was suspicious, so that he would approach the situation comfortably and not like under attack.
I'm going to tell you one thing. If I'm meeting with somebody and they tell me that they're going to be out in the complete open of the area and not just like sitting on a bench or like casually, I'm going to think something's up.
Right.
So Paige is standing around. A car drives up, turns off its lights. It's Sid. I didn't think it would actually be Sid. He gets out. And then another car drives up and like, oh crap, what's going on?
And that's that Sid started walking towards her quickly and like starts to pull his gun
starts
out,
to pull
which
his gun?
Sid, which Aaron, Mikey says that he's like, no, do you think that Sid's gonna that he's probably gonna just kill her? You know, he killed everyone in front. Jim saying like he has no mercy. He's not gonna waste any time. He's probably not gonna actually have a conversation.
Oh yeah, he was going to kill her in a heartbeat.
Right.
He wasn't, because Sid's
That's what I'm saying. You know what I like about Sid? It's like in all the movies when people always say, you know, you're spending too much time talking, just kill the person, and that's why the other person always gets ahead. Sid doesn't talk. He
literally would have walked up,
killed
shot her, and then got
and
in his car
bounced,
and tried to
yeah.
get out of there before he got shot. Because he would have known that they would have had covert ops on him. I thought he was going to be like get in the car when he pulled up, but apparently the budget doesn't allow for a car chase this late in the episode. So Paige is pissed and crying because Mike gets out of the car. Sid sees a ghost.
comes out all confident.
And Mike's like, why don't you just
hot.
finish the job? Why don't you finish the job? But it spooks Sid to high hell. He gets in the car, drives off, and Paige is really angry. She shoves Mike on the ground, even when he's in his hospital clothes kind of stuff
Right.
still. Bitch. And he's like, hey, I get it, but I can't let you do this. My notes are not kind to Paige at all right here.
Your verbal usage is not
It's
kind to her
not.
right now either.
And it's like I really like the acting. It's just the character. And it's,
right, we love to hate her.
So Sid case, they lost him. Charlie and Jakes are looking for him. Mike says it was a suicide run and says something's missing from my things. This is the tape, I'm assuming is you were correct in that regard. Charlie is at Graceland calling for Briggs, and Paige is at the house, and she comes down the stairs and she's like, I'm moving out. I
Yeah,
can't.
this is the part that we were all talking about because she was just too emotional about the whole situation
Fun
because of Mike. She has to get away from Mike.
Fun fact about this episode, the title is Be Positive, but the working title was Paige Literally Can't.
That was funny, y'all. A little bit. Paige literally can't.
Graceland, Season 3, Episode 1, Paige Literally Can't.
Okay, go.
But she would argue to say Mike doesn't let her.
Right. She would argue and say that exactly.
There
Well, what do
you
you
go.
expect me to do with Mike trying to save my life all the time? Let me die.
I can, but I may not.
Right, but anyway, so she gets all emotional, and then Briggs comes down.
She's like, I put in my transfer
good
papers.
Old Pops.
The DOJ saw
He's
Lena's
like,
letter and gave me an award.
Calm down.
There, he's like, come on, just come out of the beach.
Yeah.
We'll smoke a stogie. We'll drink some beer. I'll tell you all about how
Make
I got
the-
some kid's kidneys
Yeah,
taken.
let me tell you about I love you guys.
I hope this season has sauce day again. We need sauce day.
We should have our own sauce day
We
during the
should.
show. We'll bring our own sauce, y'all, and we'll eat it on the show. Don't get mad, because it's going to be like...
My girlfriend makes some good spaghetti sauce. I'll make
Good.
her make the sauce. That'll take the work off of our shoulders.
Perfect, because
I'll
we don't want to do...
make her do it.
Okay.
God, I'm a terrible person.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Okay, so Briggs comes sit down if she says and he's like, you know what? If you want out, you're out. Mm-hmm. And it seems somewhat cold, but it's like tough love. It's like, bitch, you obviously can't. So
well, it's because she's also a grown-ass woman, so it's one of those things where someone's going to do what they want to do, and he needs to make... Also, it's like with teenagers. When you try to make someone do something, they're going to do the opposite to rebel, and so that they're doing it on their terms. Whereas if you let someone just make the decision, if they make the decision that you want them to make, they're not going to feel like it's because of that. So he's smart. Briggs always knows what he's doing. I love Charlie because Charlie's really becoming the mom. That belly is like getting to her right now.
She's literally becoming a mom.
I know.
Oh my God. So this is the twist in Briggs' character where he actually talks about his day. So it's kind of interesting. I'm excited to see where Briggs' character goes. I have no idea where Mike's character is going this season.
And what song? You bring me up. What's that?
I can walk on.
You raise me up. Thank you.
So I can walk
I guess she's a Josh Groban fan. I know it. You raise me up. He was raising them up so they could be more positive about each other.
You take those drugs.
No. I'm not kidding. He like, it was like a boost of morale that the house needed to kind of put everybody back in the zone. That's why they started cleaning everything up, because it brought the balance back. That was a metaphor. The house being messy was a metaphor.
I'm gonna go ahead and respond to some fan tweets real quick because we're at the end of the episode. Shout out to Graceland TV UK at Graceland TV UK. They say, we love us some Brando J.
Yeah.
He also says, what do you guys think will happen to Sid? And we'll get into that in predictions. And they say, Mike's mind is in a dark place. And yes, we love his facial hair and long hair. There you go, Steffi.
Oh, I know it.
And they also say, Paige is so messed up. We are on team #redeem Paige, though.
Yes. I mean, so are we, because we're done. We're over it. We literally can't anymore.
This episode was brought to you by Literally Canting.
I know.
Sponsored by Starbucks and UGG boots.
Where did those two sponsors come from? That was good. Anyways, but yeah, so that was the episode. I really do love the fire thing though, because there was the misbalance again, and I feel like Graceland sounds like Graceland again. They brought the title of the show, the reason of the show, back in the episode.
What, Paige literally can't?
No, dummy, Graceland.
Or the be positive.
No,
okay, the be positive.
Graceland.
Because at the end they're being positive.
Okay.
So scenes from the next episode shows that Mike is like, I can do this, and Briggs saying, you can't control a psychopath, got to put him down. Mm-hmm. And then Mike's telling Briggs he's going to be on the hook for murder, and Briggs says,
it's just everything unraveling
chances.
again, yeah. I think the only real predictions that we can make right now is to see what's going to happen with Carlito and Lucia. Because that's the only thing that's kind of on edge, because Lucia is every day on a life or death kind of a momentarily thing.
I think Johnny dies this season.
Oh, you know what, though? With the psychopath, it could be either the Armenian guy or Carlito.
I think Johnny dies this season.
You do?
I think he saves Lucia and he dies.
You're kidding.
I know. It's going to be terrible, because I think...
Why do you think that?
Because we see Paige doing that for Mike, and, like, they're not even, like, in love and stuff anymore.
Johnny better not
Johnny
die.
loves some Lucia, and Johnny, like...
No!
Carlito's crazy enough to put it in a situation where Johnny would have to, like... Would have to, like, murder-suicide.
I'm surprised they're not dead now, so you're right.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Lucia will live, Johnny will die, and then Graceland will get a season 4, right? That's the prediction. Let's actually go into official predictions.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Oh, I like that. That was nice and quick.
Yeah, so Sid, what do you think's going to happen to Sid? I'm going to respond to that tweet. What do you think's going to happen to Sid?
Sid, I think, he's been on a roll so far. I'm hoping something's going to happen where it bites him in the ass, even though he's ahead of the game because his wife and his child are already on a plane to wherever, their escape land. So we'll see. I don't know. I just kind of want him to get caught up or something. Either that or he's just going to leave and then we're not going to see him until, like, the end of the season, which is going to piss me off because then he got away with it.
So I'm going to look up this right now because somebody just said, thank you, Lee's Dance 2017 Mackenzie on Twitter. They said, if you look closely, it's Psalm 47. I thought it was Psalm 47, but I didn't write that down because I thought I saw it wrong. Psalm 47 for a director of music of the Sons of Korah, a psalm.
I thought it was for like a sommelier.
It says, clap your hands, all you nations, shout to God with cries of joy, for the Lord Most High is awesome, and the great king over all the earth. He subdued nations under us, people under our feet. He chose our inheritance for us, the pride of Jacob, whom he loved. God has ascended amid shouts of joy, the Lord amid the sounding of trumpets. Sing praises to God, sing praises, sing
Where
praises.
did you get this?
I just looked it up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's true, which is nice. I personally love it when religion comes back into play because, like you guys all said, Mikey was in a dark place, and what better way to get out of it than bringing some light into his life?
I'm wondering how this kind of, because they usually do things for a reason, so I'm wondering how this plays in the show, but I probably won't know yet. For Sid,
We won't know.
well, obviously the last scene of the episode is Johnny picking up Sid, because Johnny's a
He's like,
double-crossing
I thought you'd finish your thing. At that point, he thought that he was dead, so that was cool.
Wait,
He's
what?
like, I thought you would want to finish the job, because Sid thought that he had killed Mike.
No, I'm talking about Johnny. Oh. Johnny goes and picks up Sid. So we know where Sid is. Johnny's picking him up in his car to drive him down to freaking Mexico to take him down to Eric Valdez.
Oh, but that's because that still has to happen. They're still trying to get something out of it.
No, yeah, because Sid's going to try to play the card.
Sid's probably is gonna be the one that's gonna end up killing Johnny. Watch.
Not next episode.
Right, but if he doesn't even at all, I'm gonna kill Sid myself.
I'm thinking it's going to be more of a trade. Carlito's going to take Sid, and Carlito's going to try to trade with Sid and say,
Great, and then Lucia's going to be a hooker for life. They're going to dope her up.
That's a hashtag from Once Upon a Time.
What?
Hooker for life is a hashtag from Once Upon a Time.
Oh, is it really?
And then there was also there's a reference in here to Sin Eater. Briggs says he's a Sin Eater in that he's going to be the one to take the fall. He's going to be the one to take the fall when all this kind of stuff goes down because, you know, it might be a rosy case where it's like a legacy case, but after everything's said and done, they still need to pin it on somebody to bring the rest of them down, and Briggs is that guy. So Briggs is going to be the one to say he committed the murder, and everyone else is going to be a associate. What's it called? What's it called?
Murder by association.
Accomplice.
Accomplice. There's another word, but yeah.
Thank you, Marissa.
Basically, they're accomplice to that murder. And shout out to them using the term Sin Eater, because Sin Eater is on another Fox show called Sleepy Hollow, where we have someone called the Sin Eater. So I don't know if anyone watches the Sleepy Hollow after show, but shout out to you guys. All right, we're 61 minutes in. I believe that this has sufficiently covered the first episode.
Right, but a lot did happen, and it was just exciting. We were a little bit rushed today due to me, so sorry about that. But don't you worry, guys, because the next episodes are going to be great. Dun, dun. I ran out of agent outfits, so I might come more casual next week.
I will...
I'm going to bring a tie. Should I wear a tie, y'all? You know what? Viewers, tweet me and let me know what you want me to dress like. Should I be like Charlie and Paige? Or should I just be a boss the way that I am right now?
It looks like there's an upsetting trend on Twitter right now where people are hashtag paging, where they go up to hospital patients and just shove them down for no reason other than their emotions. So
rolling my eyes again, y'all.
Please don't go
eyes
paging.
Again.
Don't go hashtag paging. Go ahead.
What you can do is
tune in next week at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
8 p.m.
That's
Thursday.
Pacific Standard Time. To watch us live, join us in the chat live. Hit that thumbs up on the video. Leave a comment on the video if you're watching. Hit subscribe on iTunes. Leave us a comment on iTunes, 5 stars. I will give you a shout out. Personally, in fact, Jamie Gray Hyder will be here next week. You can follow her on Twitter at JG Hyder. She plays Lucia. I'll make her give you a shout out on the show if you will go to iTunes, subscribe, and give us a comment of 5 stars.
He'll do it.
So again, you can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux. That's StephenLemieux. Tweet me your thoughts and suggestions about the show. Tweet me what you thought about the episode and what you think is going to happen. Might give you a shout out on next week. Where can we find you, Steffi Giorgi?
We can find me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Periscope at Stephanie Giorgi, and on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. Go ahead and do the same. Tweet at me, talk to me, let me know what you guys think and have any questions about.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week for Season 3, Episode 2 of the Graceland After Show here at AfterBuzz TV.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.